What do you do when it's your time to mourn, to cry, to grieve? Grief can be a lonely road. Where does it start and where does it end? Join us on this intimate journey of discovery, healing, and transformation. This documentary will explore the many facets of grief.
Heartbreak, just loss, devastation. She was just a great person, wonderful mother, awesome sister, great friend.
And I want to say that I think one thing that makes your story very unique is that she wasn't just your sister, but you and her, you were twins.
Right.
Okay. So who was the oldest?
I was the oldest.
And about how many minutes?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And you were, you said identical?
Identical, yes. Mm-hmm.
So when you think back to growing up with Lynette, tell us about growing up with her. What type of person was she as a child?
I mean, it was great. I mean, we never fought. We actually, when we grew up, we didn't really have a lot of friends because, our mom would tell us, like, you don't need friends, you have each other. So we really didn't have, like, close friends until we were probably 8th grade, high school. But she was the quiet one, very reserved. I was the loud one and talkative. And she was very smart. She hung in the kitchen with my mom a lot, so she was a great cook. Me, myself, I was I'm not gonna say into books, but I read a lot. And so growing up, that's where, her and my mom, they were closer. My dad and I, I was a daddy's girl, so we were actually close. She was diagnosed with breast cancer, I want to say 2013. She was diagnosed with breast cancer. It was stage 2 when she first found out. So she went into chemo, where she had surgery to remove the lump, went into chemo and then radiation, and went into remission after that. Yeah.
And then when did you realize that it had returned?
She realized it returned July of 2015. And then when it came back, it was stage 4.
And so at that particular time, were you still was the family in fight mode, survival mode, of thinking?
At that point, yeah, we were, because it was stage 4. And so when it's stage 4, she, you have to go into aggressive mode. We went to the cancer center treatment. I went with her, first time flying, and she went to Atlanta to the cancer center treatment. And they told her the treatment that she was, given was the, appropriate treatment. So we came back here and continued. She was strong. Even though she was sick, she was still strong. She still cooked every day. She still worked. She worked up until, I want to say, December of 2015. So we didn't think it was that bad because she kept telling us she was fine. She was okay.
And she didn't want you to worry?
Yeah, she didn't want us to worry. She never complained, never let us know how bad it was. I didn't realize it until probably 2 weeks before our birthday. Mm-hmm. And she was just sick. She was just, I don't know, she couldn't breathe, had trouble breathing. And, I was over there with her a lot. And I just saw that, the toll that it was taking. She was in the hospital. Our birthday is June 21st. She was in the hospital that weekend of our birthday. And we were told on the 20th, the day before our birthday, that she had less than 3 months to live. She didn't cry. The only thing she told me, we were in the hospital and I was in a room with her. And I was the only one that actually was in there when he came and told her. And when he left, she looked at me, she said, I want to be buried in pink and white. She said, I don't want a wig on and I don't want a lot of makeup.
On the day that it happened, when it happened, what were you feeling?
Lost. I felt a piece of me went with her. It's still unbelievable to me that she's gone.
So you still saying after 2 years you think that you still?
Oh yeah.
It's still hard to believe that.
Absolutely. Yep.
Did you, in another part of the cycles of grief, you also deal with anger?
Oh yeah.
Did you feel, could you talk to us about how you felt?
Yeah.
In terms of anger, were you angry with yourself? Were you angry with God? Were you angry?
I was angry with everybody. I was angry with everybody. I was angry with God. I was angry with the doctors. I was angry with myself. Wasn't angry with her. I was just angry with everybody.
Why were you angry with yourself?
Because I felt like I could have done more to help. I also felt like I just felt like, why not me? That's what I felt at the time. But then I look at what she left behind and what she asked me to do. She asked me to take care of her kids and make sure her kids are good. And she promised me that, she made me promise to her that her grandbaby will always be okay. And I have a grandbaby here today with me. And I made her that promise that, she wanted me to make sure her husband was good, make sure, her boys were good. My mom, she never worried about herself. She just worried about us. She wanted to make sure we were okay. And then she also asked me, she said, she didn't ask, but she told me, she said, I want you to be happy. And she knew, that I was going through struggles of my own. And so she told me, she said, I want you to be happy. I just say pray, because I did a lot of praying. And like I said, the legacy that she left behind. Think about, what she left behind. If they have kids, think about them. And that's what I focused on. I focused on my family, and I focused on, her kids, making sure they were good, they were okay. We're a small, close-knit family. So we had to lean on one another. And it's still hard. We still struggle. Every day we still struggle. And with her, her grandbaby being with me right now, I feel like I'm doing something that she asked me to do. And I'm fulfilling her promises, that she, that I promised her that I would do.
And does that help in the journey to feel like you're not alone, that do you still feel a connection?
Oh yeah, because I have a piece of her still. Her boys are still here. Her grandbaby, I have a piece of her. So, that makes me happy. And plus she, her oldest son had another baby, just had another baby in December. So, it's, it's like she's carrying on, her legacy. And so, Like I said, it's a struggle still for all of us. We still go through it every day. I just get comfort from sometimes going to her house. Her husband still has the house. Sometimes I just go over there and I feel like I smell her, But sometimes I just go and just sit in the parking lot, and just sit there, where her house is, and just sit there. I have a new grandbaby. I'm a grandmother for the first time, and she's a month old. It was just 6 weeks. And when I tell you, that brought so much joy in my life, even though I have my own kids, having her just brought so much happiness to my life. It's just amazing. We named her Winter Lynette. And the significance of that name is we were advocate readers for years. And one of the books that when we first started reading, one of the first books I gave her was called The Coldest Winter Ever. And by Sister Soldier. It's an old book, late 90s, I think early 2000s. And when she read that book, she was like, I love Winter. I love that character in that book. She, just the main character of the book, in the book. And she was like, if I ever have a girl, I would name her Winter. And I was like, okay. And lo and behold, she had another boy. So she had 3 boys. And so when my daughter became pregnant, as we were searching for names, for her, I shared that story with her. And, I told her, I was like, that was like your auntie's, one of her favorite names out of that book. And she was like, okay, let's name her Winter. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, what about a middle name? She was like, well, when we first thought of a name, she was like, we're going to name her Winter Lynn, just to give her a piece of my sister's name. And she came out, she was like, Mommy, I want to give her her whole name. And so we gave her the whole name, Winter Lynette. Right now, I'm at this stage where I am happy that, I'm happy that the kids are good. I'm happy that, I have a new grandbaby. I'm happy with, good things that are happening. But sometimes I feel guilty about being happy because she's not here sharing that with me. So I don't think I could be, and, with therapy, hoping that will, help me to see that happiness is okay. It's okay for you to be happy, without her, because that's what she wants. Like I said earlier, I would tell them just to look at the legacy that they left behind. Just pray, meditate, find a space where you can actually, sometimes I have a big shoe fetish, and I have a closet of shoes. And what I do sometimes, I go in there and I just sit on the floor and I just meditate. Because that's my happy place. Sometimes when, you're doing your day-to-day things like, the motherhood, the job, coming home and cooking and sports activities in school, you don't have time for yourself. And when I sit down at night and think about the day and, what I've been through that day, and then I think about her not being here, I'll just go and I'll just meditate and I'll just pray about it, And then I pick up my grandbaby and I'm like, just thanking God for her, because sometimes, leaving behind that legacy is just, that's probably going to be the key. Mm-hmm. For me, it is, because I can touch them. I can talk to them. Mm-hmm. I can smell her grandbaby, just smell her and sniff her sometime, and know that she's a part of her. She would light up a room with her smile. And even though she was quiet growing up, getting older, when she was, got married and had kids, she became very vocal. very vocal. And I'm gonna say that I think her husband had a lot to do with that, because he's very vocal, and he wanted her to, you know, have a voice and you know, just express herself, even though it was still hard for her to do that, to express herself and talk to him and things like that. He would always say, you know, she don't talk to me, you know, I don't know what she's feeling. But, you know, I think that she started like opening up to him and talking, and, you know, just being vocal and having a voice. I knew she was an awesome wife. I knew she was a great wife. I knew she was a great mother. She took care of the household. She, every day she would come home preparing meals, and they would have a meal every day of the week. Even on the weekend, they would have a meal. Yeah, I would go over there, of course, and eat, and you know, just being around her, you know, and her husband, and you know, her husband, they had a great relationship, to a point where I was almost envious of, because of the way he treated her. You know, I would be there sometime, and he would just come in while she's in the kitchen. He would just go up to her. He would just give her the biggest hug and the biggest kiss, because that's how much he loved her, you know.
I can see that family is very important to you, and you said that you're definitely kind of watching over Lynette's kids and helping them to flourish and be all that they can be. I know that it was difficult not only for you, but also for her kids as well. And how do they deal with it initially?
Well, the youngest, Justice, he actually just turned 15. I don't know how he's dealing with it. I talked to him, but I don't know. And I'm just being honest. They were close. So he was the last one in the house. You know, he was there every day. So I can't speak on it, because I don't know how he's feeling, because he hasn't shared or opened up to me. But
the middle son, it sounds like he was kind of like Lynette, in that they both love writing.
Yes.
And from what I heard, he actually wrote a song.
He did.
To kind of express his feelings.
Yeah, he's a songwriter. He's a rapper. Write his own music. Does his own beats. Things like that. So that's his therapy.
And what's his name?
Daquan.
And what was the name of the song?
Mommy.
Can we hear it?
Yeah.
Heartbreaks, it take time. Lost it all, lost my mind. I'm okay, I'll be fine. I know I gotta make a way. No more pain, no more crying. Kept it real, no more lies. I'ma go and dry my eyes. I really hope I be okay. I've been low, getting high. Anything to hide my pride. Get a bottle and go drive. I hope it takes the pain away. I hope it takes the pain away. Somebody take the pain away. Heartbreak, it takes time. Lost it all, lost my mind. I'm okay, I'll be fine. I know I gotta make a way. No more pain, no more crying. Kept it real, no more lies. I'ma go and dry my eyes. I really hope I be okay. I've been low, getting high. Anything to hide my pride. Get a bottle and go dry. I hope it takes the pain away. Yeah. I hope it takes the pain away. Yeah. Somebody take the pain away. I'm not fine, not okay. See, this smile is fucking fake. A whole year you gone away. Think about you every day. I just need a fucking break. Cry all night and every day. I just need cry all night and cry all day. I don't know how much I can take. Tired of saying I'm okay. I need love and extra love, and even that is not enough. Put my problems on the floor and I just sweep them under us. Every day is bad as fuck. I feel I'm down on my luck. I the fam, mother lover come in handy. Auntie good and grandma proud, she pick me up when I'm down. Heartbreaks that take time, lost it all, lost my mind. I'm okay, I'll be fine. I know I gotta make a way. No more pain, no more crying. Kept it real, no more lies. I'ma go and dry my eyes. I really hope I be okay. I've been low, getting high. Anything to hide my pride. Get a bottle and go drive. I hope it takes the pain away. I hope it takes the pain away. Somebody take the pain away. Heartbreak, it takes time. Lost it all, lost my mind. I'm okay, I'll be fine. I know I gotta make a way. No more pain, no more crying. Kept it real, no more lies. I'ma go and dry my eyes. I really hope I be okay. I've been low, getting high. Anything to hide my pride. Get a bottle and go drive. I hope it takes the pain away. I hope it takes the pain away. Somebody take the pain away.
I think she really hit the nail on the head of what grief feels like.
Yeah.
And it's just very crushing. But that song has a very redemptive quality in it that he's gonna push forward and move forward. And Lynette, I really pray a forward faith for him and your entire family.
Thank you.
As you continue on your grief journey.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
It takes time, lost it all, lost my mind. I'm okay, I'll be fine. I know I gotta make a way. No more pain, no more crying. Kept it real, no more lies. I'ma go and dry my eyes. I really hope I be okay. I've been low, getting high. Anything to hide my pride. Get a bottle and go drive. I hope it takes the pain away. I hope it takes the pain away. Somebody take the pain away.